Welcome and thank you for joining. This is the orientation session for summary learning with the Toronto District School Board. Now we're going to start with the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge we're hosted on the lands of the Mississaugas of the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Wendat. We also recognize the enduring presence of all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. In this orientation, you will get to know about your rights and responsibilities, your do's and don'ts, and how to navigate the course. Now, the course code is MHF4U, so that's Mathematics of Higher Functions. Number 4 is for grade 12 or 4th year of high school. U stands for university and E stands for e-learning. Now, below it, you will see my name. And we're going to start off with the rights. Now, the TDSB's goal is to provide an equitable, accessible, and inclusive educational experience for all students according to their unique needs. Now, all e-summer students have the right to feel valued for who they are, what they bring to the online classroom, how they're assessed, how they're evaluated. Know your final grade before it is being determined and finalized. Be treated fairly and supported to succeed by the teacher and e-summer school staff. Receive timely and descriptive feedback on assignments. Receive assistance in all academic matters and experience a safe and supportive online learning environment. Now, the e-summer students have a right to feel safe and supportive. That's a right, but it's also a responsibility. Everyone has a role in creating that safe and supportive learning environment. So number 1, restricting access. Your teacher will admit only students whose name is on the class list. The online classroom is only for students registered in the course. Ensure that you don't share the classroom link with anyone else. Number 2, words and actions matter. Be sure you never engage in behaviors of any kind, like words, pictures, gestures that could reasonably be expected to cause a member of the school community to feel distress. This applies to Zoom meetings or private meetings and group chats that include or are about students in class. Saying that you're joking doesn't excuse such behavior. Number 3, your teacher's responsibility and administration response. So the teacher will respond to any behavior that is judged to be demeaning in any way to students in the class. E-summer administration will investigate the report, and engaging in racism or hate speech of any kind may result in your removal from your course. This includes any comments, symbols, or actions that cause harm to others. Now, teachers' expectations of students are that the students review the e-summer student handbook. So if you click on the hyperlink, all the information is in there about guidance, administration, who to contact for any technical difficulties, etc., etc. Log into your online classroom each school day and engage with the content. Attend, watch synchronous online virtual meeting sessions, recordings. Complete and submit assignments according to course timelines. Comply with the course requirements. Know and follow the TDSB academic honesty procedure. Again, this is attached and hyperlinked in the handbook, the student handbook, which you can look at as your agenda. Know and follow the TDSB online code of conduct. Be respectful and supportive to everyone who is part of the course, and refrain from using inappropriate language or behavior which may be considered disruptive, profane, harassing, or intimidating by others. Now, it is very important you stay engaged in your course with your course materials. Do log in every school day from Monday to Friday and to submit assignments according to the schedule in the course outline. Do ask for help right away if you experience technical difficulties logging into the virtual meeting session or to Brightspace. Do attend virtual meeting sessions when you can or watch the posted recordings. So if you attend the classes is better, but if you happen to be away, be sure that you are going to watch the recordings. Now, regular engagement is key to e-summer student success because this course is very, very, very fast-paced. Remember that 19 days equals a 5-month course, so which means that you're here to earn a credit in under 20 days. That requires the equivalent of 5 months of work that you normally do in a day school. You need to allocate anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of school day to complete the work in the 19 days in July or August. And this is not an exaggeration. 6 to 8 hours daily are mandatory. Let's work together to make this course your priority this month. Now, the course outline is attached to this link, but I will go over it when we visit our Brightspace classroom. Now, academic procedures. Number one, e-summer students are expected to follow the TDSB procedures on academic honesty. It is very important that you read the academic honesty pamphlet. Be sure you review the TDSB procedure on evaluation and missed and late assignments. You are required to be academically honest and submit your own work so that the grade you receive reflects your own achievement. You may not submit your own work if it was also submitted for another course, so no recycle of work. Be sure you know what sources are acceptable for you to access. Be sure to use appropriate academic citation in all your assignments where necessary. Ask for clarifications if you're unsure about citations. Submitting work that is not your own original work may result in a mark of 0 for the full assignment. For students under 18, parents, guardians, and caregivers will be consulted for their support. Now, academic procedures. Artificial intelligence helps support students to navigate the ever-changing landscape of technology, and we embrace Gen AI as a valuable tool to enhance learning and prepare for future success. Students may have the opportunity to use TDSB recommended generative AI tools to assist with their learning, including research, brainstorming, and planning processes. All submitted work must reflect the students' own understanding. Students are expected to follow TDSB AI guidelines, TDSB academic honesty procedure, and expectations set out by their teacher regarding to the use of Gen AI tools. Now, how can I use AI? You can use AI to plan. You can use AI to study. You can use AI as a tutor. You can use AI to help you visualize problems. You can use AI for research, for revise of your work, for draft. You cannot use AI to solve your problems and submit those solutions as your own. So we need to model responsible use of AI and be aware not to share personal information and intellectual property on AI. Evaluation. So students' evaluation is based on the term work, which is 70% of your mark, and final evaluation, which is 30% of your mark. You will receive assessment feedback on your work, which you can use to help you improve on the next evaluation. Evaluations during the course may be in the form of quizzes, discussions, assignments, presentations, tests, as shown in the course outline. You will not be able to meet an assignment due date, and that can happen. If that can happen, inform your teacher before the assignment is due so we can discuss options. Your evaluation is based on your term work, which is 70% of your work, and culminating activity, so end of course evaluation, that counts for 30% of your mark. Your culminating is organized in 2 parts. Culminating part 1 is 15%, and culminating part 2 is another 15%. In culminating part 1, you will write an online test. All answers will be submitted electronically, and culminating part 2 will be in a form of an activity. To remain enrolled in the course, you must submit assignments for assessment, evaluation, and feedback on a regular basis. Otherwise, you may be advised to withdraw from the course to avoid a failing mark on your transcript. Now, this is a link to your Brightspace platform, and you may want to take your time to review the introduction module that will give you more information about how Brightspace works. Now, I'm going to talk more about our Brightspace classrooms. All our classes are run on Brightspace. The materials are shared on Brightspace, and the evaluations are submitted on Brightspace. So I'm going to talk more about how to use Brightspace as we go into our classroom. Okay, so let's see if there is any important information that we need to go over here together. Zoom meetings. So the Zoom meetings link will be posted on Brightspace, and you have to log in with your TDSB student account. So no personal account. If you log in with your personal account, you may not be admitted in the live session. Now, the Zoom sessions will provide students with an opportunity to meet the teacher and to have a live discussion about several topics. You can ask questions and you can listen to instructions. Now, if you're unable to attend Zoom meeting, you have to watch a recording of the session. So all meetings will be recorded on a daily basis, and you may watch the recordings if you are unable to follow the live sessions. I would suggest that you follow most of the live sessions. Do not plan on not watching any of them, because that won't be efficient and won't support your learning. Zoom meeting sessions, gotta log in with the credentials as we mentioned, and you do not need any additional softwares to participate. You just need your computer, your laptop, or your iPad. You can access Zoom during scheduled time, and I'm going to talk more about when and where that is. Now, the content page, I'm going to go over it on Brightspace and the announcements. So let's give this presentation some time to load here. So this is about Brightspace. I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. Okay, this is important. So end of the course starts on Monday, July 6th. And this is for July 2026 sessions. And full disclosure date is on July 24th, 2026. What that means is that if you think that the mark that you have earned up to July 23rd is not the mark that will help you open doors to whatever your post-secondary plans are, then you need to drop the course before July 24th. Otherwise, the mark you have will show on your transcript and universities will have access to it. End of term 2 is July 27 and final evaluation is on July 29. Again, you have a link here to eSummer Student Handbook. There is plethora of information in there, very useful information. You can look at that book as the physical agenda that you get at the beginning of the year in your day school. Now, we don't have time for questions, but you can email me at any time if you have questions about this course. And always stay connected with your learning. Don't forget that. We're going to continue with our classroom. So here we go. So this is going to be our classroom. This is where everything will take place. I'm going to start with the nav bar here. So on the nav bar, what you see is the course home, the Zoom the Zoom link. I'm going to post the Zoom link, our daily Zoom link in here, the course calendar, the content, and we'll proceed further. Now, what you see in here is the home page. So when you click on the home page, and what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to change myself and view it as a student so that you see exactly what I show here on the screen. So on the course home, you will see an announcement, and on the announcements, I will post daily all the activities that we are planning for the day, information about the evaluations that are taking place on that day, and explanations where necessary. So follow the announcements, the daily announcements very closely, and I'm going to show you actually what it may look like because we haven't started the course yet. But let's see, for example, another course that I taught in the past. So I would number all the days for the daily agenda. Say, for example, the first day of summer school, the second day, the day 17, for example. But let me show you a normal work day, because these are the last days of summer school, which are basically information about when we're going to meet and how for communicating the final marks. I wish I had opened this before, so it's taking a little bit of time to open. Okay, so let's say, for example, that we are here on, okay, so this is a good one, the day 1 of eSummer agenda. Let's say this is from a previous year again. So what you're going to see in here is the Zoom link, and a list of the lessons that we will be discussing together. And next, you're going to see a blank copy of your lesson. For example, if you click in here, it will take you to the blank copy of the lesson. Oh, that's the solutions. Okay, so you will see the blank copy and the solutions. And below it, you will see, oh, this is the lesson. So that's a blank copy. Oopsie. So this is accessible from before, but we are going to make sure that you will be able to see the exact blank copy of the lesson, and then you have the solutions underneath it, and also the video recordings for each and every lesson. Okay? Now, along with it, I normally would pause solutions to the questions that you ask. Sometimes students ask questions by email. So what I like to do is record the solutions of those specific questions and then post them on my YouTube channel. So moving on to our class, moving back to our class, I should say. All right. So on the right hand of this page, you're going to see the class recording. So this is where I'm going to post all the recordings, the daily recordings. So if you miss a live session, then you can visit that page. Now, you see that under calendar in here, you have upcoming events. So I have posted a questionnaire for you. And if you click on the questionnaire, just going to make myself back to a student again. So when you click on the questionnaire, it's already open, and you are asked to complete this simple questionnaire for the an introductory questionnaire for this course. Now, the reason why I want you to complete this is also not only to get to know you, that is important for sure, but also as a practice for you to know how to submit the evaluations online. So when you click on the link, you will see that there is a questionnaire in here. Feel free to print it and complete it paper and pencil, take a picture of it and submit it, or you can upload it on your iPad and then simply write down the answers, or you can just upload it in your computer and you can type the answers. Either or, it doesn't really matter. But these are some of the questions, and down here I have included information about how you want to submit the work. So you can either download it and complete it on your tablet, download it, print it, and then write the answers paper and pencil, or you can write the answers on questions and the answers on a piece of paper if you wish. That is totally fine. Now, when you submit this assignment, you can follow these instructions that I have posted on my YouTube channel as well. Now, we're going to go back to our course again. Second. That is a very long second. Let's go back. Maybe that's faster. Okay, that does look faster. We're going to go back to our course home. And on the right-hand side in here, you will see that you have the course outline, the course calendar, and orientation slides. These are very, very important to refer to on a daily basis whenever you have a question and you're wondering, say, for example, about, okay, so how do I contact this person, or how does this work, like technicalities in general, or what the plan is, or what the schedule is. You always consult with these three very important hyperlinks. So it is very important that you click on the following links: academic honesty, TDSB policy on academic honesty, plagiarism, and online code of conduct, and evaluation procedures. Okay, so the late and miss assignments rules and procedures. Now, student handbook is also posted in here. If you decide to withdraw from the course, this is a course withdrawal form, so you can click on the link, complete the form, and more information about how AI can support student learning. And the TDSB eSummer School website is in here as well, where you can find contact information about guidance, administration, and all the people that you think can be helpful to you at that moment. Now, the next tab that we have in here is the course calendar, and I'm going to click on that link, and this is going to be all the lessons that we will be discussing together in the MHF4U course. So as you can see in here, The course will start on July the 6th, and the course ends on July 30th. So on a daily basis, this will be the list of lessons we'll talk about. Remember that it does look like a long list. Some lessons are shorter than others, and some are longer than others. It is doable. People in the past have done it, and you will too. Now, in the next day, on Tuesday, you have evaluation number 1, which is in the form of a quiz. It's about 10 to 15 questions of multiple choice, matching, numerical or arithmetic answers, as we call them. And these evaluations will be assigned to you at the start of the day, and they will be due by the end of the day. You only have anywhere between 45 to 60 minutes to complete it once the assignment is open. So you have a large window of when to complete the assignment, but once you open the assignment, then you will have the clock ticking for you. You will have a limited time to complete it. Now, more details to follow as the assignments are assigned to you, or evaluations are assigned to you. Now, the next day, for example, on Wednesday, you are learning this set of lessons, and we are reviewing. So there are no evaluations on this day. On Thursday, you will write your first unit test. So your unit tests are posted on assignments. I'm going to show you in a bit. So all the quizzes will be posted under quizzes. So right here. And all the tests will be posted under assignments, like right here. As you can see in here, you already are given an assignment, and that's a questionnaire. This does not count for marks, okay? But this is where you complete your unit test. Your unit test will have 3 parts, so they are 3 separate marks, and unit tests count for application, thinking, and communication. So you will have an application task, a thinking task, and a communication task, whereas quizzes will count for knowledge and understanding. So your grades are found under grades. Obviously, there are no grades yet, okay? So we are going to talk about it as we make more progress in our course. But what you see here as mini tests under knowledge and understanding, these are going to be your online quizzes. What you see here as application, this is going to be one of the tasks that you submit under the assignments. So every unit will have one application task. Now, what you see as communication, it's going to be again under the assignments. So this is going to be written work. So the assignments are written work. Quizzes are submitted online, so you can type the answers. Sometimes you may be asked to also submit written work and explanations for the quizzes, but in that case, I will let you know how to proceed. And same thing for thinking. And at the very end, you will have an animation or a culminating activity. So, we're done with the course calendar. We understand the importance of it, of staying on task every day, because as you can see, there is a lot that we need to accomplish on a daily basis. And we're going to move on to our next tab in here. Now, the next tab is the content page. So I'm going to turn this on. There we go. So the content page hosts all the materials that you're going to use in order to learn and prepare yourselves for all the evaluations that you have to complete. So the first tab is just a welcome tab, and then it gives a little bit of general information about what the course is about. Here I'm going to post the class recording, so I'm going to name them by their dates and evaluation. So I've kind of created this for the purpose of explaining in more detail and a greater depth of how the evaluations are done and how the weights are spread, and what the evaluation procedures are, and what happens if you miss an evaluation. So please go over it, explore your Brightspace classroom before the course starts, so that you have a better idea and a clear idea of how to navigate everything, and we won't waste time on navigating, but we focus only on learning. If you have an IEP, I will know you don't have to do anything about it. So I will know if you have an IEP, and I will provide accommodations accordingly as described by it. If you're an English language learner, you will be provided accommodated time as specified for your ELL level, and doesn't really matter whether or not I have the information. So you don't really have to provide me extra information, but you can reach out to me at any time and explain yourself, because I believe that even within a group of people with specific with certain set of accommodations or learning skills or learning needs, I think that each and every one is also unique. So reach out to me and I will support you. Tips for success. I have kind of made this to help my students in general. So I share this with my day school students as well, but they're pretty much similar. So do your work. So work every day, work consistently. And if you feel that things are not going where you want it to, so are not going the way you expect it to, you just work harder. And that's the best way to ensure success, the better way, I would say. So course policies, how to email your teacher. Always remember that how we say things matter more than what we say sometimes. And please be respectful in how you email and what you say and how you say things. Just read in general, but refrain yourself from writing very long essays for asking for simple questions. Be straightforward, be polite, be clear, be concise. So homework policy, missed evaluation policy are also posted on the homepage, and so is the academic honesty. So I have added them on the content page as well. This is something that I do for fun. You don't have to actually go over it, but if you find it interesting, feel free to. Guidance information, all the guidance information will be posted in here as well. So all the hyperlinks. And this is the ebook for MHF4U and the teacher guide and overview. You do not have to worry as much about it because I will explain you how to use it on the day of the class, like during classes. Now, prior knowledge, there is prior knowledge that I expect you to kind of review just to refresh your memory. I know that many of you are taking the course straight from, let's say, for example, grade 11, but some of you might have had a break from learning and are taking this course now. So please take your time to review factoring and linear systems. These are skills, very basic skills that are important to succeed in this course. Now, I will explain this a little bit in more detail. So this is where the learning or the lesson starts. So what you see in here in kind of lowercase letters is the first unit, which is polynomial and rational functions. So we kind of break this down into two parts, the polynomials and then the rational functions, because it is a very large unit. So the information that you see in here is information provided by the board. And there are quite a few activities that explain or help you understand all the concepts that are being taught on a daily basis. And this is actually the order which we are following in teaching all these lessons. So this is very important information. But in addition to this, I will be posting my own lessons, and my lessons will be in uppercase letters, the way that you see them in here. Let's say, for example, Unit 1, and I just add my name so that you can distinguish them from one another. And when you go to U1L1 here, you see that it says characteristics of polynomial functions. And when you go to the bright space, recognizing applications of polynomial functions, which is the same thing. And but explained in simpler words here on my lesson. So I like to record most of my lessons. I try my best, and I think that in this course I have almost every lesson recorded, pre-recorded. So you can follow the pre-recorded lessons. I think that I tend to take my time a little bit more to explain everything in detail there. If the video seems a little bit long and overwhelming to you, just speed it up or skip ahead. But do listen to them, they can be quite helpful. And this is where you're going to find the lessons and the instructions about practice questions as well. Now, then this is all about the content page. I think I went over everything in here. So your next tab in here is my YouTube channel, which I call it Say It in Math, and that is for the reason of, I believe that the language of math is very, very important because the meaning is in the words that we use. The meaning of the formulas themselves are in the words that we use. So we have to understand how to communicate math or how to read math in order to understand how it works. And it's not a mess, but I appreciate you subscribe to the channel and stay in tune with all the information that is posted in there, and more information will be added daily. And these are the videos in general. So there are about 311 videos so far. And I would invite you to take advantage of them all. So I have organized them by courses as well. So you have your advanced functions course in here, the calculus, if you are interested in that course. And there are, or you can just browse them by videos. So usually I tend to write down what the course what course they belong to. We're gonna move on, and here is GeoGebra. So I like to use a lot of GeoGebra illustrations to understand graphs of functions. So that will take you to my home page. I encourage you to create a GeoGebra account and try to learn as much as you can from all of them. From all the demonstrations there are a lot of people that actually put a lot of work into creating these lessons. They are very helpful, especially for visual learners. And I have organized mine into different courses in here, and you can access my lessons as well in the in GeoGebra. And I think that this is very useful for university content as well. So it's something that you probably want to follow and explore. And grades will be found under grades in here. And let me see if I've missed anything else. Not really. And I am going to go over the last piece, which is the course outline. So the course outline can be found right here on the home page. So course calendar is what gives you information about the day-to-day classes. I will also be posting them in announcements, but this is the course outline. So let's talk a little bit about it. I think I uploaded it here. All right, so this is the course outline. Oops, there we go. That's for July 2026 again, and you have information about the e-learning office contact number, so the phone number, and it's right here. I think my iPad is not connecting with a pencil, or my pencil's not. Okay, good. Okay, great. So here goes the phone number, and this is the school email, elearning@tdsb.orn.ca. And this is my email, but all our communication will take place via the Brightspace email. And I've attached a hyperlink of the student handbook. This is, again, like the agenda, the physical agenda that you get at the beginning of the year in your regular school. So Zoom classroom tutorial times, I think that is best we start our classes early in the morning, so you have the rest of the day to work on all the content that is being provided to you. So our classes will start at 9 and at 10 a.m. Usually they never end at 10 a.m. They tend to be a little bit longer, as we try to go over every little thing, every little concept that you need to know in order to study independently more confidently. So after that, if you wish, after 10 a.m., if you wish, you can stay and ask questions. So that is for tutorials, so for extra help time. Now, in this course, we learn more about functions. It's very similar to what you learn in grade 11. We are going to review some of the grade 11 concepts of some of the basic functions, but then we're going to go into more depth in exploring such functions. As an example, I'm going to give you, let's say, the quadratic functions or linear functions. Linear functions are in the form y equals mx plus b. Now, this is a polynomial function, and so is ax squared plus bx plus c a polynomial function. Now we're going to go a little bit further in grade 12, and we're going to increase this power to become a 3, a 4, a 5, and so on. So all the polynomial functions. So that's the difference. Or another one, if you remember that we talked about reciprocal functions in grade 11, and we learned how to translate them. So how to add a number to x and to the y values. We learn how to stretch them, but this year we're going to look at rational functions, which are a more complicated version of reciprocals, and we're going to learn how to add polynomial expressions that say x squared plus 3x plus 4, and then x cubed plus 2x, for example. And learn how to graph these. So that's the way it works. We will review again exponential functions that you learned in grade 11, but then we're going to add the log functions, which are their inverses, and so on. So just to get a rough idea about it. Now, assessment and evaluation, this is one of the most interesting topics that we want to discuss. So I kind of mentioned again how the assessment evaluations will work. So you will be writing a quiz and a test in every unit. So the quiz will be online, and it will count for knowledge and understanding. So this is where the quiz is, will be playing. And thinking and inquiry, communication application, that would be the test. So these are going to be submitted under assignments. So, and it's not difficult to navigate that, because on the home page, you will have a to-do list on a daily basis. Let's say, for example, like this to-do list of the calendar. So it will tell you where something is due. Just by clicking on that link, it will take you exactly where you have to submit it. So that will be, for example, under the assignment, because it's in the form of a kind of test, so a written work. Okay, quizzes will be posted under quizzes. Now, for tests, you're going to have 3 different entries. So you have to submit your thinking and inquiry work under thinking and inquiry, communication under the communication, and application under application. So it will also be explained in more detail when you have to write the test. Now, your final grade is 70% term work and 30% final. And the final will have 2 parts, and each of them will be 15%. So one is going to be content throughout the course. I think it's in the form of the quiz, but more questions and longer, because it comprises more lessons. And this is going to be a more creative assignment. There is no face-to-face in-person exam for eSummer 2026. These skills that you see in here are the same that you see in any report card. So responsibility, organization, independent work, collaboration, initiative, and self-regulation are the things we look at when we complete the report card. And we make a decision based on your behavior throughout the course, your participation, your timely submissions of the assignments, how organized your work was, how you collaborated, communicated with the teacher, how you took initiative, etc. So here we have information about artificial intelligence. We kind of talked a little bit about that. So we embrace AI to learn, but not to give false information about what we have actually learned. So online code of conduct is also hyperlinked in here on the course outline. And we talked about the accommodations. So you will be provided accommodations accordingly as per your IEP, individual education plan. And You must submit your work on time. So this is very, very, very important, not just because we want to have a rule that everybody has to follow, but the course is very fast paced. And if you miss one evaluation, so submitting an evaluation on time, next day you're going to have a lot more work to do, and it's a lot of work to do on a daily basis. So adding the work of the days prior to this is going to make the workload even heavier and overwhelming. So very important in here, we kind of had this on the orientation slides. So these are the important dates. So I added them here to your course outline as well. And all term 2 work is due by 3 p.m. That is very important on July 27, 2026. And the course culminating will be assigned by July 28, and it will be submitted on the same day. Final review and final mark evaluation and review is going to be July 29. This is the last day of class, and this is the day when you get your report card, which will be emailed electronically to you on the same day. Evaluation dates. So look at the evaluation date. So the course starts on July 6th. On July 7th, you will have your first quiz, and which will be due on the same day. Then July 9th, you have the test. Due date will be, remember, so July 9 and 12:01, and by the end of the day, you have to submit that, okay? And then you have July 10th, your next quiz, July 13, you have the unit test, and then the 15 and the 16, you have the next unit, and then unit 3, you have July 20 and from 20 to 23, you're going to finish the entire unit. Like, that's how I want you to look at this. And as you can see in here, you have more information about the timeline of the summative evaluations. We'll talk more about it as we get closer to the end of the course. So this was the orientation session for the MHF4U e-summer course. I welcome you all. I actually wrote a welcoming messages here. If you want to just go over it, just provide a few, outside information about the course or whatever. I think that it was helpful to you. So I look forward to seeing you all on July 6th at 9 a.m. And until then, enjoy the summer. Congratulations on completing your school year. And try to relax and enjoy the week before the online e-summer school. Bye for now. Have a great day.